I never planned for things to unravel this way. All I ever wanted was a quiet, steady life. But she changed that. I was 24 when I first met Eleanor. It was an ordinary afternoon at our local coff. I had just ordered my usual iced latte and opened my laptop to type another doomed entry for my fading blog. Outside the window, the skyscrapers stretched into a honey-colored sky, their glass towers catching the dying light. For a brief second, I actually felt hopeful, before taking a sip of my watery coffee and asking myself, when will my life finally change? That's when she appeared. I didn't notice her at first until a soft voice spoke across from me. She had sat down in my booth like she'd known me for years. Instead of small talk, she dove straight into conversation, and within minutes we were lost in it. We talked about the world, our dreams, everything that made us feel alive. Hours slipped away like minutes. From that day on, it became routine. I'd sit down with my latte, and moments later, she'd walk through the door, smile, and join me. It kept happening every single day. Months passed before we made it official. I learned she had moved here a year earlier for work, but never really fit in. It wasn't surprising. Our little town didn't take kindly to outsiders. When her 25th birthday arrived, I asked her to be my girlfriend. From there, it was as if life bloomed overnight. A year later, we were married and had found a small farmhouse on the city's edge. Just us and the open fields. For a while, it was perfect. Until a year ago, the night everything changed. I had gone out to meet some old friends passing through town. We grabbed dinner, shared stories, and lost track of time. It was late, but not too late when I got home. The house lights were on. The air smelled faintly of her perfume. But Eleanor was gone. I searched every room, nothing. Her phone, her keys, everything was still here. Then I remembered the backyard. Maybe she was outside, enjoying the night breeze. And she was, but not where I expected. I saw her at the edge of the tall grass, walking toward the open field behind our home. Strange, sure, but she always loved that place. Said it reminded her of her childhood. I called out her name. She turned, smiled faintly, and gestured for me to follow. So I did. We ran through the field together, laughing, chasing each other between the swaying grass and the dark trees. It felt endless, like we were trapped in a dream where time didn't exist. I hadn't felt that happy in years. When we finally collapsed together under the stars, breathless and muddy, I felt like a kid again. My phone had been buzzing the whole time, but I ignored it. I was with my wife. That was all that mattered. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. I checked it. 25 missed calls. 45 unread messages. All from Eleanor. For a moment, I couldn't process it. I looked at the woman beside me. Her head rested against my shoulder, smiling softly. But something was wrong. Her eyes were gray, not the bright hazel I knew, and her skin looked loose, like it didn't fit. Then my phone rang again. I answered. "Mason," the voice said. It was Eleanor's voice. "That's not me." My entire body went numb. The woman beside me blinked, but each eye moved a half-beat apart. Her breathing grew heavy and uneven. Her smile twisted until the skin folded like wet fabric. She leaned close, her breath cold against my cheek. "I love you," she rasped. The words scraped from her throat like glass. I bolted upright and ran. I could hear her behind me, her feet slapping the dirt, her voice breaking into jagged whispers as she chased. The dark swallowed everything. I couldn't tell where I was going. All I knew was that I had to get home. She stumbled, I heard it, and I pushed harder. I burst through the back door, nearly tripping over furniture, until something hit me. The smell, thick, metallic, like blood. It led me to the bathroom. Every step closer made me gag. I pushed open the door, and the sight burned itself into my memory. Eleanor was in the bathtub, barely alive, skin peeled, trembling, her eyes rolling toward me. I froze, I couldn't scream, couldn't breathe. All I could do was stare at the ruin of the woman I loved. I wanted to touch her, to hold her, to tell her everything would be fine. But I couldn't move. The world tilted. My mind shattered into noise. How did she get here? She wasn't here before. And then I realized that thing in the field must have come back first. It brought her here, like a trophy, just to show me what it had done. Then I heard it. Something crawling up the stairs, dragging itself, calling my wife's name. I looked into Eleanor's fading eyes and watched the last light leave them. Something inside me broke. I screamed until my voice tore apart. Then I ran. I don't even remember reaching my car. I only remember the sound. That awful rasping voice following me through the dark. I drove for hours, until the highway lights blurred together. Eventually, I checked into a cheap hotel and kept moving city to city, trying to forget what I saw in that field. But that brings me to now. Exactly 1 year later. I thought time would erase it, that I'd eventually stop seeing her when I closed my eyes. I was wrong. For the past hour, there's been a soft tapping at my hotel door. Faint, repetitive, and through it, I hear her voice. Sweetheart, it's me. Open the door. Share your thoughts. Comment below. Subscribe for more stories like this.